I definitely grew up with a desire to serve the public. There's something very special about being able to help people who don't otherwise have access to healthcare, and that's why I became a doctor, because I want to help people, and I really want to help people that otherwise wouldn't have access to healthcare. I'm specializing in pediatrics. I rotate through all the different hospitals in Durban, so every 3 months I'm in a new environment. My rotations include ICU work, outpatients, ward work, ARV clinics, pediatric and neonatal, so neonatal is up to 28 days. We do a normal 8 to 5 work week, and then on top of that, once or twice a week we work a 24-hour shift. That is pretty much generally spent working. Decisions being made all the time on the fly within that 24 hours, so it's extremely exhausting for your cognitive functioning to be constantly making high-level decisions that are actually life and death. There's not much, if anything, maybe cumulatively 2 or 3 hours in that 24 hours would be downtime to eat or go to the bathroom. To me, integrity means bringing the best of yourself. Asking of myself, am I bringing the best of myself? I think one of the biggest criticisms about public health is that there's so much apathy in the staff.
You will not be able to actually bring about change if you don't understand the people that you are working with, and you must also be able to treat everybody with dignity and understand that the people that are coming in your setting, you are like their last hope. Every day probably you are dealing with depressed children. You might not see it on their face, you might not see it, they might not tell you that they are depressed, but if you notice, you see that these kids are actually depressed, the parents are actually depressed, and you have to be able to bring about that hope in a person's life. And Sarah literally will bring hope to those kids every day.
She will be walking down a passage and she'll stop and sing a nursery rhyme with the child in Zulu, and the little girl starts to clap with her in time, or she will put her arms around a mother that's lost a baby. It's that sort of compassion that I rejoice in, but I see the danger of her losing that, losing herself in pain in that. And it's very important that she works to look after herself.
There's a lot in South Africa, and there's a lot in public service that can leave one feeling very disheartened and very frustrated. But I have the gift of a supernatural endowment of hope. It's a supernatural gift from God, and I have the duty to not only protect that hope, but to dispense it to those that are around me. Because together we can actually overcome what's in front of us.
I call her a public servant par excellence, because there's just no other way to describe her drive, her commitment, her nothing will stop me from making this contribution kind of an attitude. Her humanity does not end in the workspace. From time to time, she will identify other areas of social assistance to try and help them in their situation.
I started a blog a few years ago where I write about my experiences as a public servant and as a doctor, and I think what I write communicates my passion to see public servants activated and supported within their communities to give our best in the environment that we're in. I wrote one blog entry about my long-term vision, to be in public service not just for the now, not just until this moment is done, but right until my last working moments. I don't say that with any hesitation or thought. As long as I'm able, I would like to use my gifts and my capacity in this role to serve the South African public.